I'm Teresa O'Donoghue. I'm living here in Lisdoonvarna in County Clare. I'm involved in public participation on environmental issues. It was February 2018 and the news broke that there was going to be, well, we didn't know what it was going to be, but basically ended up being a direct provision centre set up in the village. One of the hotels was going to be given over as a direct provision centre. Reaction started immediately. Nobody knew what was happening, and then it was a case of finding the right information. I decided I wouldn't get involved. Actually, that was my first reaction. I said, I'm new enough here, I was only here a few years. I said, this is really something for the local people that have been here forever, that have insight into their own community more so than me as a blow-in. None of us knew what was happening, and somebody has said refugees. My naive reaction at first was, oh, that's great, you know, we must welcome these people into our community. And as time went on, I realised, okay, there's a lot more questions need to be asked and a lot more answers needed, and we need as a village to look at this strategically and what needs to happen. People were saying, you know, maybe there's just too many people. Not that they were against anyone coming, it's just that there was possibly too many people, or had we enough resources to facilitate it? And so it wasn't a major, we don't want asylum seekers here. It was more a case of, are we able for this? At that stage we didn't have a lot of information, we just had answers coming from a department via email, you know, so it's not very good communications. Like, it was all done within a month. The hotel was opened, there was 30 residents in kind of almost immediately, and then within a month I think they had the full capacity of 115. So, well, that's up and running now a year and a half. I've done a survey recently of what people think, and a lot of people are, you know, there's not that many people who are not happy with it. People have changed their opinion, you know, they can't believe that they were so opposed to it, and what they were worried about in the start wasn't actually anything to worry about. The reason I decided to write the book was that I am aware that the response in Lisdoonvarna is being used by the department to say this is how, you know, how good this can be, and then it's also being used by the far right to say this woman is being paid by the government to infiltrate your community and to make you take on asylum seekers. What the government don't really know is how that impacted me personally and the community as people, and how it impacted on our lives and on the stress and the trauma and the actual human impact of what they do by just abandoning us with this information and not coming back with more information, not being available. I found out that the far right were using me in their propaganda and said that I was one of the government actors and insinuated I was being paid. I'm a public enough figure and an activist, so it's easy to get information on me. I became a target for them, which was a bit discombobulating and pretty scary. So, and you don't know the extent that these people will go to, but you don't know the extent that the people who read their stuff will go to. They're growing and they're lying. I mean, they're using what happened in Lisdoonvarna and lying about it to people. Now, I've never written a book before, so I didn't know what to do except write. Now I want to print it. Printing is important to me for this because it needs to be handed to people. I want to hand a copy to the minister, and I want to hand a copy to the media and say, please read this. In order to print it, I need to have money, and I don't have money. So I set up a GoFundMe to raise money so that I can print it and distribute it. Even though I'm an environmentalist, I like my books, and I will get it printed in the most sustainable way possible. By not inviting the community in to discuss it, and by not being there for the questions, what the government do just prepares the ground for the far right to come in and take advantage of people and communities. I don't agree with direct provision. I think there has to be a more humane way of doing it. For what we have and the systems we have in place, I think it's worked out pretty good. A lot of people, it was easy to lose sight of the fact that we've actually emigrated ourselves. We go on about Ireland building the world. The only reason we built the world is because we moved all over it. We should definitely be open to inviting and welcoming to people, especially if they want to just get themselves back up on their feet. We need to be as welcoming as we can be to people that need help. I mean, there's no point in giving your money into the troco box to send it off to somebody to buy them a bit of food. Put your money where your mouth is and be helpful to people.